Hi fire signs. These are autumn 2018 readings for Aries, Sagittarius, and Leo in that order. And I want to jump right into Aries messages for fall 2018. Aries, some of you need to be open to a divine feminine energy entering your life in fall 2018. A lot of you Aries need to be open to expressing, discovering, nourishing your divine feminine traits, the divine feminine part of you, Aries. A lot of you need to be open in the fall of 2018 to the advice of a significant divine feminine in your life. In autumn 2018, it looks like Aries, you will be able to see the truth about the people around you, the situations unfolding in your life in fall of 2018. The Queen of Swords, you see the teardrop here in the Deviant Moon Tarot. She often has won herself this ability to see the truth about everyone around her because she's been through the painful experience in the past of having to cut out energies who don't serve her or serve to harm her. And I think that's what leads a lot of you Aries to the point of embodying this divine feminine aspect of yourself to its fullest potential, or you know, more so than you ever have before. Yeah. You may have to cut some people out. You may have to exercise your ability to see the truth about the people around you and your circumstances and where the combination is leading you, and choose to cut certain energies, habits, patterns out of your life. And in that and thereafter, and to help push you forward in those tasks, you can know that you are moving toward that realizing the fullest potential of your divine feminine traits, or possibly moving toward meeting or inviting in a significant divine feminine energy outside of yourself. And I think with that divine feminine, whether it's your own energy or one outside of yourself, then you have this new beginning pictured with the Ace of Pentacles. An earthly opportunity. I feel like this is, I feel like this is unrelated. And actually, all three messages may be unrelated. So you definitely, Aries, need to be prepared to be clear-minded, sharp, shrewd, analytical. And like I said, some of you may need to cut people or energies, places, habits, patterns out of your life. Using that clear mind, but not necessarily. It may just be the work that you need to do, the communication that you need to have with people just requires you to be very clear, to look at the truth and communicate about the truth, to be blunt, to be forward. And for some, that does lead into their owning their divine feminine power. For others, this divine feminine energy is actually some time spent with your mother or a mother figure in your life this fall 2018, or the mother of your children, or just a very significant divine feminine energy in your life. It could be a partner of sorts, a loving romantic partner even, but for some it's something just like a sister, a best friend. Excuse me. And then unrelated still, I think, is this a new earthly opportunity, this new financial beginning, this new way of attaining resources, or possibly for some a new home. For some it's a new business, a new career, a new job. Something tangible, something in the earthly realm. And again, it's probably an opportunity, just a seed, as all of the aces are, that needs to be watered in order to flourish. But it looks like you are in the perfect energy to water that seed, right? You're either near and influenced by, or embodying yourself this motherly, creative energy, perfect for nourishing or nurturing whatever this earthly opportunity is, be it a new job, again, a new home. For a lot of you, it's your own business. And the advice in all of these situations regarding your divine feminine interaction, this earthly opportunity, and all of the truth you must see and communicate about, this is your advice, the King of Cups, the Water King. So to embody these traits, someone diplomatic. Diplomatic is the word that keeps coming to mind right now. The Queen of Swords can communicate rather harshly. She knows the truth. She sees the truth. She's not going to put up with any bullshit in her space, in her work life, her home. She's not going to fool around with you if she thinks that you might lie to her, betray her, just waste her time. She sees it. She cuts it. She's done. So she may be a little too blunt, a little too brash, a little too harsh with people sometimes. So though you are required to see the truth and exercise your power related to those truths, the advice is to do so in a diplomatic way, especially if it's with a divine feminine in your life. Like I said, a best friend, a sister, a mother, a partner, a daughter, etc. Possibly an air sign, since the Queen of Swords shows up, but and so it could be them that's communicating too harshly with you as well, instead of the message being about your harsh communication, Aries. It could be an air sign. It could be a combination of these two things: an air sign and a divine feminine that figure in your life who communicates too harshly with you. And the advice, again, still is to be diplomatic with these energies, as well with the starting your own new business or a new career, new job. Moving into a new community, whatever this new earthly opportunity is for you, if you do choose to water that seed and move forward with that. I keep wanting to say project. I suppose that blankets, umbrellas, covers, all of those things. Do so in a diplomatic manner, and in a manner that observes everyone's emotions involved in the situation, all of these situations we've talked about, and observes, takes into consideration your own. The King of Cups has mastered the emotional realm, his emotional world. If we are talking about, for some of you, a divine feminine partner who comes in autumn 2018, or who things are growing with in fall of 2018, and that is and she has significant air sign energy, air sign traits even showing up in her personality and or chart. Significant air sign energy that you identify with her, perhaps. Then the advice could be that these are the qualities she needs from you, Aries. I mean, you are a masculine, fiery energy, and sometimes she needs this. If that's your scenario, if that rings true, sometimes she needs this watery, emotional, connected, more feminine side of you, and then that's why maybe what you should be open to is getting in touch with your divine feminine traits in order to connect more with hers. And it could be that she's the one that you have the earthly opportunity with, this relationship, this partnership growing, maybe the two of you moving in together or taking another step together. Maybe just taking another step together in the fact that you'll need to work through some harsh, hard truths and communication. Yeah, that could possibly be, that could be what the earthly opportunity is the two of you taking it to the next level by working through some hard communication, some hard truths, and needing to get in touch with your divine feminine aspects in order to do so, both of you. But again, for others, for most Aries, I would say the Ace of Pentacles here is actually unrelated for most. Or there's also another message with it that's unrelated then, because we also have the Queen of Crystals showing up as your lesson, Aries. This hedgehog here represents the Queen of Earth, Queen of Pentacles or coins. And here it says, comfort, and prosperity. Those are great keywords for the Queen of Pentacles. I also think of the fact that she is creative yet practical. A teacher, often a mother, often. So we have mother energy showing up twice. I think a lot of Aries are spending a significant amount of time with their mother this fall, or this message is specifically about a certain time you're spending with your mother this fall. Or again, the mother of your children, a significant mother in your life. For a lot of you, for most of you, working through these hard truths, this harsh communication with a mother energy in your life this fall, in a practical but creative way, in a diplomatic way, affords you this new opportunity and or the chance to water the seed that the Ace of Pentacles is. It's like they're not connected, in that we're talking about this emotional side of your life, this emotional interpersonal relationship communication that needs to happen, and then like career aspects, business aspects, but they are connected. For some of you, you can see the literal direct connections of these things. This feminine energy is involved in your business somehow, and it's linked. But for others, it doesn't appear on the surface to be connected. It's just connected because it affects your total energy, your emotional health, your mental health, your spiritual health. It matters how this communication goes with this divine feminine. If you don't reach a level of understanding with this mother energy, if you're unable to work through this communication in again a diplomatic way, find a creative solution, perhaps, if that's what needs to happen. Then it can leave you without the energy that you need, without the motivation you need, maybe the inspiration that you need, maybe the mood you need, or the help or support you need for some, to again take advantage of this earthly opportunity, whether it's a new home, a new job, a new business, etc. While on the other hand, if you do work through that communication in a diplomatic manner, and you do have the energy to water that seed, and you choose to walk down that path and take that opportunity, and you have the, again, motivation, support, inspiration to do so, your lesson is absolutely in the Queen of Pentacles upright, learning to master your financial, material realm. Being able to bring in the resources that you want and need, and manage that physical, material realm on your own, as a result of feeling healthy in this communication, and then having that energy to apply to this earthly opportunity. I also want, I'm going to use this deck again. And see, and you have the Ten of Crystals showing as well, which I noticed. So that's the Ten of Pentacles. security, future security in your finances, having mastered a skill, having the money to buy the home you want, support the family that you want physically, financially, in a material way. And then I do want a card about support. What will be supporting you, helping you to take that advice of remaining diplomatic in all endeavors, in your communications, in your judgments of others and situations. For some Aries, in your own mothering, it's for some Aries, it's your mother energy that's showing up. We have 2 queens and an empress here. And I did want to say sister earlier for some reason. So definitely for some Aries, I'm looking at a mother and 2 sisters energy here. Maybe some harsh communication or hard truths within that the communication between those 3 energies. For some it's harsh communication, but not necessarily. For others it's just hard truths that have to be covered, talked about. And again, the advice is that diplomacy and emotional observation, what supports Aries as they try to interact with these energies as best they can, to the best of their ability. The King of Shells again. So this is the King of Water. That's what we already have here, is the King of Cups. This is a seahorse though, so a different image and the same card but different imagery to work with. Really painting the picture of it being the Water King, and harmony and integrity are noted in this deck, the Spirit Song Tarot. There's your card showing the Traveler, or the Fool card, Aries, adventure and potential. Yeah, I think there is great potential in this earthly opportunity, this seed that Aries can choose to water or not at this time. Yes, harmony and integrity. So two other pieces of advice as well. And it may be that with the King of Water showing up twice, there is a mature, masculine, watery energy, water sign energy around you to take advice from, to ask for support from at this time. And or one or the other or both. Or a King of Water, a mature, masculine, watery energy that you could look to for an example, perhaps. Father figure, maybe. But there's also this added advice now of not only just diplomacy, but strive to create harmony in any and all of these situations. Maybe it's one situation all linked together. Maybe it's 3 separate instances for you throughout throughout fall 2018, but attempt to create harmony with these energies in your life in order to, again, have the best energy to apply to this earthly opportunity, to take advantage of this opportunity to move to a new home, or to start a new way of working, is what I think it is for most of you, a new way of working, whether that's in a new environment with new people. But I think some of you are just working in a completely new way. Like I said, maybe your own business. And maybe it's a business about healing that you work for, or that you're starting, that you're engaging in, because the King of Cups is showing up twice. The King of Water is showing up twice. And when I say a mature, masculine, watery energy that you could take advice from, take support from, take an example from, it could be a Scorpio, Pisces, or Cancer. And it may be a man. It doesn't necessarily have to be a mature masculine energy. Could be a woman in her masculine energy, exhibiting more of her masculine aspects and traits and qualities, developing those, showing those, using those more often than her feminine at a certain time. But again, it may be one of those signs, or it may just be a watery energy, is what I say when I mean someone who just embodies those traits. Okay, so this is way over time, Aries. I'm not sure why yours has gone so much longer than others, but everything is in the upright here. You've got 2 kings, 2 queens, an empress, and an ace. It's beautiful. And really, the King of Swords, air, feathers is showing up here as well. So another king. Overall, for autumn 2018, truth, divine feminine, divine mother energy, truth, clarity energy, facing the truth, and this new earthly opportunity, this new seed, new beginning. With, again, the advice twice of the King of Water, showing diplomacy, striving for that harmony, exercising your integrity, insisting on your own integrity, and the lesson of this Queen of Crystals here. So I just wanted to give you a look at them to see what you saw that I didn't in them, maybe, Aries. Okay, so I will leave it at that. I hope you all are taking something from the reading that you didn't have before you came to it. Thank you so much again for watching. And I will move on to Sagittarius. Aries, Sag. Yes, Sagittarius energies now. What does Sagittarius have in store for them? What do Sagittarians have in store for them during fall 2018? What can you be prepared for, Sagittarius? What can you stay open to? What else might you expect? What advice do we have for you as far as how to best face and interact with and meet these energies? And then from the Spirit Song Tarot deck, we'll draw one card for a lesson that this is all leading up to, working to create for you in autumn 2018. And then also, actually, I think I'll draw 2 cards from that one. I decided I'll do one for your lesson and one for what's supporting you in taking the advice that the Deviant Moon Tarot gives you, and again, in meeting these energies. So, Sagittarius, autumn 2018. Too many, but I do think you need rest at this time, Sagittarians. You need to meditate, you need to catch up on sleep, you need to give thanks for all that you have at this time, even if you feel like you've just lost a lot. It may be that you've been through somewhat of a battle, but you need to give thanks for making it through that battle and rest, recoup. For a lot of you, there's the sense that plans for the future are needing to be made, needed to be acted upon. Decisions have been made, a direction has been chosen, and you need to fly in that direction. You feel like you do, but again, there was first this message that there's a need for a time of rest and thanks first. Okay. So, Sagittarians, be prepared for success to not feel like you hoped it would, like you thought it would, like you expected it to. Be open to walking away from the things that are no longer serving you, that aren't meant for you. And you can also expect a break from studies. Of course, that's coming if you are a student. But as I said, you do need to take time for rest and meditation. So you can expect a break to come. If you do not give yourself one, and some of you need one now with the Four of Swords card showing. Some of you are taking one already now, and that's great, and you can expect that another one will come your way in fall of 2018. But for those of you who are resisting, saying you don't have time, putting it off, you can expect a break to come. Now, if you don't allow for one in time, it could be that you get ill or injured, that a break makes its way into your life if you don't make room for it in the way you want to first, in time when you need it. It might have something to do with the fact that you are finding in autumn of 2018 that success does not feel exactly the way that you thought that it would. It doesn't look the way you expected it to, either because someone is not there to enjoy it with you, or you're not maybe making as much money as you thought you would, or more likely for most Sagittarians that this message is for, it's not happening as quickly as you thought it would. It's not developing as quickly as you thought it would. And some of you are considering just starting over entirely, and maybe this project that isn't offering you the success you wanted, were hoping for, had expected. And some of you, that is what you need to walk away from, that's no longer serving you. For some of you are scrapping the project, some of you are scrapping that job, that work, that effort of yours. Some are just starting over, starting fresh, trying again. Your advice is to be honest with yourself about what you want, about what's right for you, about what you need, what makes you happy. Is the success just not what you expected, and so you're upset because you had a picture in your mind and reality looks different? Or is the success, or is it not offering you the success you deserve? Is it something you're unhappy with because of what it is, not just because it's not what you expected? The advice is to be honest with yourself about what you want, what you need, what you should walk away from, what's not serving you, what is not for your highest good, what is not meant for you, what doesn't encourage you, what does not inspire you, who does not lift you up and increase your energy. These things, these people that do not serve your highest good, that do not put you on the path that makes you feel the best or encourage you to stay on that path, those things, those people, those places, habits, patterns may need to be walked away from. Again, for some Sagittarians, it is this project that is not the success you wanted it to be. For some, it needs scrapped entirely. For some, you're just starting over. For some, it's just taking longer than you thought it would. For some, success isn't what you thought it would be because you have to walk away from energies that are negative, that aren't supporting you, and you expected them to be there with you to celebrate the success, and they may not be, but it will be because you take this advice of being honest with yourself, identifying the negative energies around you, the negative patterns that you hold, and so you walk away from, again, what's not meant for you, what's not serving you, be it parts of yourself or negative influences external to you, around you. And I think it's both. For most of you Sagittarians, I believe it's both. And the goal, which you're heading towards here, is trying to embody this Queen of Pentacles energy, who also showed up for Aries as the lesson for you. It's underneath of your advice card here. I think that's what you're moving towards, Sagittarians. Mastering your financial realm, seeing this success progress, expedite. It's much slower than you expected. For some, you're going to stick with it. For others, again, you'll just scrap it, start over, try something new or a different approach. Regardless, again, I see that a break is coming. So if you're starting this project over, if it needs redone, whatever it is, or if you are leaving a job and you need to find a new one, there may not really be time for rest, but something will put you on your ass. If it's not you, if you're not honest with yourself about the fact that your body, your mind, your spirit, some part of you needs to take a break will come anyway. So that's, a little bit of a warning for some. If you're physically, mentally, emotionally exhausted and refusing to give yourself the rest that's required. I can already feel and hear some people saying, I can't, I don't have a choice. And then, I have to tell you that you're headed toward a break, and I hope it's a planned break. I hope it's a planned vacation. I hope I am talking about, students, teachers having time from school. For a lot of you, that's the case. For many of you, that's the case. But for others, especially, that's a great clue. For those of you who know you need a break or hoping for one, but aren't planning on one, don't have one scheduled, one is coming. The path that you're on now, right? So you can choose to slow down. You can choose to start taking small breaks throughout your week, throughout your weekend days, right? To alleviate some of that added stress on your mind, body, spirit. Again, you have to tend to all areas. As far as making sure you're not worn out and that some part of you won't collapse in some way and insist on a break. You got the Shaman, but in reverse. I'm still getting familiar with these cards as well. Spiritual power and divine wisdom in reverse. So a lot of you, it is a matter of your spirit needing a break, your spirit needing some rest. Perhaps it's harder on you than you realize, the disappointment that this success isn't coming as quickly or as surely or quite in the form or manner as that you wanted, as you wanted, right? For some of you, walking away from whatever is not meant for you is a lot harder than you were giving yourself credit for. So the Shaman in a traditional tarot deck is, more traditional tarot deck is the High Priest or the Hierophant. In reverse, I see this as often trying a non-traditional approach to something. And that may be what's required for a lot of you Sagittarians when you scrap this project or decide to start over and try it in a new way. You may really need to try a non-traditional approach, something unorthodox. But for others of you, your lesson is that your spirit needs rest and rejuvenation and recharge, and needs to be honored when it asks for a break, just the same as your mind and your body and your emotional body. That is for those of you who don't have a break planned and know you need one. Those of you who are at risk for a break just entering your life because you're not allotting for enough time for rest. See, and I think that there may be some manipulation around you, external to you in your life, that is affecting your success, and is what you need to identify and walk away from, is what you need and will get a break from, is why you need a break, is blocking this Queen of Cups energy, this that you're headed toward embodying, where you've mastered your financial realm, your material realm, and know how to do so and manage that part of your life in a creative yet practical way. This manipulation, for some of you Sagittarians, is blocking that energy, and again, is what you need to walk away from, what you need to identify, take a break from, and you'll see it, if you can't directly see it already, that it's affecting your success. It's part of the reason that your success isn't what you wanted it to be, hasn't completely flourished yet. Yeah, mental clarity is what will support you in this and taking this advice. And foundation, it says as well. The Ace of Feathers is the Ace of Swords. represents plainly often truth itself for me, or a specific truth, an opportunity to communicate. A new idea. Okay, so for those of you who are scrapping a project and starting over, or trying a new approach to a project that isn't developing the way you want, isn't offering you the success that you wanted, not the type, not as quickly, it's a brilliant new idea, or a new opportunity for communication with someone you're networking with, working with, that allows you to try this unorthodox approach, this non-traditional new approach to your project, to your work. For those of you who have a manipulator around you, and it can be both, that you need to identify and walk away from, it is your mental clarity. And yes, your foundation, trusting your own intuition, trusting your memory, staying clear-minded so that you can. Remaining true to yourself, what you value, what you want in your relationships, be them friendships, romantic relationships, or otherwise. That will help you to walk away from this energy once you have identified a manipulative energy around you this fall, if that's the case for you. Grab a hold of the truth. That's the support. There is a truth there to be seen. You may need to communicate with the person to get the truth out of them. You may need to look them dead in the eye and not look away. Resist looking away when you ask the question you want, and see if you can't tell just by asking. If it's a manipulation, a liar, a manipulator, or thief external to you, outside yourself, affecting you, that you need to identify. So if you have your mental clarity, you have your wits about you, and you insist on seeking the truth and not denying it when you find it, grabbing a hold of it, you can, again, identify this manipulation, get a break from it, walk away from it. I realize it's not serving you, it's not serving your highest good. It may be, for some of you, it's someone who's in a position of teaching you, someone who is teaching you something, and they're an unethical teacher of sorts. That's not to necessarily say that they are a teacher in your school or college, or that they are a parent. Could just be someone who's teaching you a lesson, someone who a friend or a partner who is, excuse me, just 1 second. It could just be someone who's teaching you a lesson, who's helping you learn in a certain area of your life. I'll be right back. Okay. Sorry, I had a spider visitor that I was trying to trap. Unfortunately, it was unsuccessful. Spiders, fear of success, or an encouragement toward creativity. Usually both. Stop being afraid of your own success and utilize your creativity instead. Take that anxious energy that is perhaps stemming from being afraid of your own success as you're simultaneously striving for it and dealing with that weird push and pull within yourself. And instead take that nervous energy and fuel it into your creativity to create your future, to create the one you want. Take control as much as you can without being overly controlling of that future. Try to create the destiny that you want, right? Set it into motion while still being open to unexpected additions, unexpected twists and turns in that picture as it evolves and develops. That is just a message that comes through when I think of that spider that spider visitor as like an animal totem in our reading, an animal symbol in our reading. And that may have a lot to do with this success that's not developing the way you want it to, Sagittarius, and needing to take a non-traditional approach. And again, for some of you, it's both. You're dealing with that on the work aspect, and then you're dealing with a manipulator in your emotional world, whether it's a romantic partnership or otherwise. Or just a roommate, a friend, a family member, colleague, etc. Yeah, for some of you it is a peer and friend who is not really a friend, and they're not encouraging or helping this success. Okay, Sagittarius, I think I will leave you there for now. I'm sorry about this spider interruption right at the end. I did definitely lose my train of thought there, but I still hope that I hope you all are able to make very wise choices throughout autumn 2018. Use your mental clarity to see and embrace and not deny this truth when it presents itself to you, even if it is a message you don't want to hear about someone close to you being dishonest, or needing to recognize your own negative shadow side and traits. But as I was going to say, I hope that the reading offered you all something that you didn't have when you came to it, Sagittarius. Some help, some insight, something useful for you. Thank you so much again for checking it out. And I will move on now to Leo, finally. Leo. Messages for Leo in autumn 2018. What can Leos expect in fall 2018? What should Leos prepare for at this time for autumn 2018? What should Leos try to stay open to in autumn 2018? What else can Leos expect at the same time? And what advice do we have for Leos on how to interact with these energies, how to respond, how to take this advice and apply it? We'll use then another deck, the Spirit Song Tarot deck by Paulina Cassidy, to get a card of a lesson card for autumn 2018 and a support card, what will support you in taking that advice that the Deviant Moon Tarot offers you, and what will support you as you meet all of these energies. Right off the bat, first card out, Knight of Pentacles reversed. think a lot of you Leos can be prepared to feel impatient. I don't know a lot yet about the astrology surrounding, for all of us, surrounding or during autumn 2018. I generally just go month by month to try to learn a little bit more as I go about astrology, and I haven't even moved into October yet. So I'm just looking at these energies intuitively, using my clairsenses and intellectually reading the pictures, going with my years of experience of reading, but without any connection to the astrology. So I'm not exactly sure why, and that would be different for each of you and each of your charts anyway, but there's definitely some impatience, the need for a project, a work, something significant to you, Leos, to move at a slow and steady pace, and yet you are eager to get it moving. You're eager to perhaps move up at your place of work. I know you really can't see these at all, can you? Well, this is what you should be prepared for. The Nine of Pentacles in reverse, the Knight of Coins, the Knight of Earth. A slow and steady, stable, reliable energy, earthly energy, grounded energy. But you're feeling impatient. Maybe stubborn about a timeline, wanting to see something completed by a certain time, wanting to see a certain amount of financial return. For the energy that you've put into a project by a certain time. But I think you're going through a transformation. I think you need to acknowledge that you're going through a slow, possibly potentially painful transformation, a shedding of a place, a person, a way of life, something very significant to you that no longer fits you, something that you thought would always be a part of you, a partner, a place that you lived, a job that you did, that you thought, something you thought would always be a part of you, or you fancied might always be a part of you, and now it's not allowed to return, or you are not allowed to return to it. It just no longer fits. And you will either transform by letting this thing go, shutting it, so that you can enter this next phase of your life, this new state of being, way of living, or you will transform to try to maintain it somehow, and it will be very uncomfortable, because again, it doesn't fit you when the transformation card shows up. 55 is showing up here. There's loss and regret as a result of this transformation, and some ego drama and fights potentially linked and related that I see here. And 55 is going to be a message of overcoming struggles, most likely, but that might be significant for you. If not yet, it may be in the fall of 2018, in the coming months. You may find that it is. The Four of Pentacles is also showing as what you should be open to. Okay, some of you can be prepared for some impatience, but maybe it's not your own. Some of you are impatient. You're hoping to move up quickly at your work. You're hoping to receive, again, rewards for energy put into a project quicker than you're seeing them, or you want more of them than you're seeing in the fall of 2018, however you want to state that. But for others of you, it's someone else's energy external to you that you're running into who's feeling impatient. And you need to be open to the idea of protecting your boundaries with them. For some of you, it is an earth energy, a Taurus, Virgo, or Capricorn. I wanted to say and or Capricorn, living in their shadow aspects, being selfish and greedy, stubborn, and perhaps too competitive with you if it's a coworker, someone at work, someone who could benefit by getting a leg up on you at work in your career. And then just like Sagittarius had, you too, Leo, if you've got significant Sagittarian in your chart, you may want to check out that reading as well, because you have the same lesson card, the Shaman in reverse. Divine wisdom, spiritual power, but in reverse. The Hierophant or High Priest in a more traditional tarot deck. Suggesting that something needs to be approached in a non-traditional manner. Maybe this ego drama that you can expect. It looks like people that you're familiar with, again, could be co-workers, could be friends, could be frenemies, but it looks like energies that you're familiar with are taking a swing at you. Maybe you may be taking a swing at each other. It may start out as sort of playful fighting, but feelings are hurt, offenses are made, and it may just be ego drama. It may be differences and disagreements that are rooted in childhood beliefs, or beliefs that have been with us so long that we can't really overcome them. And that might be it may be with this earth energy, this Taurus, Virgo, and or Capricorn, at your work. For a lot of you, in a work environment situation, or in some sort of project that's connected to your finances, your earthly, material, physical resources, there's some sort of ego drama with this earth energy there, and I think that's who a lot of you need to protect your boundaries with. And if it's somebody that you work with, a coworker, or maybe even a family member who's also a coworker, it may require, non-traditional, unorthodox approaches to navigate the situation. And then you've got the Hermit card showing as well. So the Shaman and then the Hermit. And the Hermit is often a shaman to me. And you've got wisdom again and contemplation this time. Divine wisdom and wisdom. This is what supports you. I really get the feeling that there's a significant Virgo energy. There's also a significant Scorpio energy here. I see these could be these could be energies external to you, outside yourself, that you can take advice from, receive support from at this time regarding these matters in August 2018. I'm not sure why I'm still shuffling along. Here's the Four of Swords, Sanctuary and Rest. I love that picture, this particular depiction of it, like a bear hibernating, which also showed up for Sagittarius. Again, if you have significant Sagittarian energy, I'd say both readings are probably for you here. But if it's not a significant Virgo showing up to help you, to advise you in these matters, then this is you going within, taking time for solitude, for contemplation, as is noted here on the card, to find your own inner wisdom, to find an unorthodox, untraditional way to handle this competitive, greedy, selfish energy. Maybe it's your own that you need to address. Maybe that's why you're going through a transformation, because you need to shed that way of progressing at work, that way of being, that way of thinking. But for a lot of you, you're faced with a coworker or someone outside of yourself who's interfering again with your finances, your material realm, who's exhibiting those traits, those qualities, that selfishness, that greediness. Do keep your boundaries up with that type of energy if you sense that. And that's why you need to go within and find that solitude, spend time alone, and embody this sage energy, the hermit's energy, so that you can identify who it is that may be manipulating you around you. It can be that they cause a loss for you, that they cause some regret, that they're trying to interfere in this transformation in some way. Maybe the transformation is you moving up at work, getting a promotion, or starting your own business or something like that, and they're interfering, maybe out of jealousy, maybe they're financially tied somehow, maybe they are a coworker competing for the same promotion. If not, that's a great analogy for what it looks like a lot of you are going through. And it looks like going within can help identify who this earthly energy is if you don't know who it is. And or can help you, again, come up with a solution to the problem that they wouldn't expect. That you wouldn't expect, that you wouldn't normally use. A way of avoiding communication with them entirely, or a way to, a decision to kill them with kindness, or a way to go around them and talk to your boss or whomever's above you if it's a matter at work. The advice is to allow the transformation to take place. So if it's a matter of having the option of whether or not to take a promotion or to take a new job or to move on to a new phase of life, the advice is, yes, let this transformation take place. Do not try to go back to where you were, who you were, what you were doing, especially, like I said, if you know that it no longer fits you. And maybe that's why what supports you is the hermit energy. Some of you need to go within to determine what it is that you want and what no longer fits you and what does, right? For some Leos are still unsure. For some of you, what no longer fits is this ego drama. These energies around you that are only serving to tear you down, to waste your time, to have petty fights, one-up you, make silly comparisons. It wastes everybody's time. So for some of you, that's what needs to be shed. Some of you definitely need to acknowledge, Leos, that along the way you have had an unethical teacher. Could have been a parent for some, but for others, just some authority figure or probably older influence of some type, of any type, who taught us something that we studied under in some way, even if not in an educational setting per se, and we need to re-examine the influences that they had on us, where that's led us now. Maybe that's why some Leos are in a selfish, greedy energy, or for others, it's what's led you into the clutches of one. Maybe because you've been exposed to an unethical teacher. A teacher who wasn't humble, probably. And maybe that's why you accept those energies, even gravitate toward having those same type of energies around you, because you're used to it. Again, there's this message here of being open to the idea of guarding your boundaries, even with someone who was an authority figure, who was a teacher, who you did trust at one time. Maybe you could take and go within, use this hermit energy to find your inner wisdom and determine if maybe you had misjudged them, mistakenly trusted them, whereas now you need to consider the potential that they weren't as ethical in some ways you thought. And that's just for some Leos, and I think that this ego drama will be a great clue as to who that might be for a lot of Leos too. So as not to cause all Leos to question, their teachers. I don't mean that at all. But that could definitely have something to do with this transformation, maybe transforming into a new state of being, or onto a new level where you're ready for either no teacher or not that teacher, another one, a new one, someone new to study under. Okay, Leos, I will leave it at that. This video is far longer than I planned originally. I do hope you enjoyed the reading, that you're taking something from it you didn't have when you came to it. Thank you so much just for checking it out. Hope it offered you some insight, some help, something. If you're interested in a personal reading from me, just scroll down to the description box of this video, and you can check out all of my options there. I'm happy to work with you. lunartickstarot@gmail.com. Thank you again, and I love you all, and I will post another tarot fix for you just as soon as I can.